You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thursday Thick of It. I am GreenBean, and I am joined by my good buddy Gunny. Well, I'm going to say one thing to you, Gunny, and then I want you to tell me however you want to say it.
All right.
I love you, Gunny.
Oh, brother, I love you too, man. I love you too.
Come on. There it is.
It does work.
All right, it worked. Okay, Gunny is the high-tech love meister supreme. There he is. How you doing tonight, buddy? You good?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing extremely great. I don't think this has been one of those weeks where we got Victory Monday. We get to enjoy a Jets victory for 2 weeks because we're in the bye week right now. So, I mean, really, it's been great. It's just been great. How about yourself? How you doing today?
You know what? I am in a great mood, and I apologize to everybody for being late. I am not late because of technical issues. I am late because I was out to dinner with my bosses. We had a long day. We had I did a big all-staff meeting today, and we went out to date. They took me and my new clinical supervisor out to dinner, and it was really lovely, and I had a filet mignon, Gunny. But, I thought I was going to be closer to home. And I ended up I got home at like 7:58. I was flying through the mountain roads and shit. But so anyway, I apologize to everybody. I'm happy to be here. But like you said, man, I'm in a good ass mood, but I have some concerns, and we'll talk about this. So I'm in a good mood for the reasons that you said, right? Not to leave out the $50 filet mignon. That's always good, right? That's delicious.
That's always a plus. Always a plus.
I had a mocktail, everybody. You guys know GreenBean doesn't drink because GreenBean doesn't want to do cocaine. So that's the whole fucking thing. It's like if I want to I'll just go get cocaine. Like if I'm gonna have a drink, I know I'm gonna have a pack of Marlboros. Like a whole thing, Gunny. It's gonna be a whole fucking mess. So I just don't do that. But the real reason is that yes, dude, we won a game against a team that 99.9% of NFL fans looked at and said, Eagles all day.
100%. Yep.
Eagles all day. And that includes Jets fans, especially DJ Reed's out. Brandon Eccles is out. And then when we get the day before, the day of, whatever, Sauce Gardner is out, right? We're like, what is happening? There's no way we're covering A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and what's their tight end, Goddard and Swift and all these guys. We're dead. We're dead, right?
Then the water.
And look at what we did, man. Dude, we held the Eagles to 0 points in the second. Dude, guys, 0 points. That is a second half shutout of an elite offense. Okay, elite. Robert Saleh said it best. We've played a gauntlet of quarterbacks, and we've embarrassed them all. When you look over the quarterbacks we've played, Gunny, you look at Josh Allen, he threw 3 picks against the Jets. He's thrown 2 picks since, right? You look at Patrick Mahomes. He has had no game with more than 1 interception this year. I think he has 3.
Yep.
He had 2 outside of the Jets. He had 2 during the Jets game. You look at Jalen Hurts. I think he had. I'd have to look. I forget, but I think he had 2 interceptions all year. He threw 3 against the Jets.
Only the second time in his career he's had a multiple interception game. That means 3 or more. Only the second time in his career.
So think about that, dude. Like you like to think I have Eagle fan friends, right? And one of the owners of my company is an Eagles fan, and he reached out to me. We chit-chatted. And the overall thing is that Jalen Hurts had a bad game. Right. That's what they say. They hats off, right? Hats off. Good game. Your defense is legit, all those things. But underneath everything, they look at it as a game they lost. right? The Bills fans,
Us
they
winning.
lost it instead of us
Yep.
winning, right? And the truth is when you look at the collection of games, that's what we do. We make every great quarter. Who knows what the rest of the season holds? We don't know. But up to this point, not to jinx, of course. That's why I said that. I don't know what the future holds. But up to this point, the Jets have made these really upper echelon quarterbacks. I mean, dude, we're talking about the best in the NFL. That some of anyway. There's other guys. There's Herbert who will play in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. There's a Tyrod Taylor. But there's obviously Tua and Burrow, and there's other great quarterbacks. But we've played a few of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and their worst games are against our defense.
Facts.
That says something. Now, here's my concern, Gunny. Here's my concern. This mimics last year in a lot of ways, and we were just as excited. We went into the bye, beating the Buffalo Bills in a game we were not supposed to win, and we beat them, and we were riding high, man. And we think we won one more game the rest of the year. So you have my concerns. What do you think about the quarterbacks? Where are you with all this?
So first and foremost, I'm getting sick and tired of the whole like these quarterbacks had a bad game thing, and that's why we won these games. One time it happens, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you got lucky. 2 times, you know what I'm saying? It's cause for concern. 3 times, it's a trend. It's a trend, right? We're doing this to the best quarterbacks in the NFL consistently. We did it last year. Apparently, it didn't count because we didn't play enough elite quarterbacks. We're starting off the year doing it to elite quarterbacks. Now it doesn't count because they're having bad games. At the end of the day, man, we're the Jets, so people are going to go ahead and find reasons to make sense of us beating good teams. Let them try to figure it out. We know what the truth is. This defense is legit. This defense is elite. We smacked around some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. In fact, I would argue that those are potentially the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Joe Burrow, I would usually put number 2, but he started off a little bit slow this season. Yeah. So right now, the top 3 quarterbacks in the league, we smacked around. The only other person you can put into this conversation, I guess you would say, is Tua. We'll get our shot at him, in November. I'm with Coach Salo on this one. I know he kind of like walked it back a little bit, but we did embarrass these guys. We held them to some very career low games in terms of guys like freaking Patrick Mahomes, who's never had a quarterback outduel him or outplay him before in a game in his career, like college or pros, right? Zach Wilson outperformed him. That's embarrassing. Okay, you're a Super Bowl champion, MVP candidate. Zach Wilson is right now a backup quarterback who outplayed you under the lights, like bright lights of prime time. Like that was embarrassing, right? Josh Allen is supposed to be also an MVP candidate and got outplayed by Zach Wilson in week 1. That is embarrassing. So I get it. He walked it back and doesn't like how it was said to be embarrassing, but that's exactly what it was. When you look at the compiled statistics of these quarterbacks against the Jets in the first 6 games of the season, like it is embarrassing. When you look at how much you've paid these guys and how much you expect from these guys, that's embarrassing. And that's our defense doing that to these guys. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think a lot of the things that you're talking about in terms of last year, right, we're kind of seeing a different side of it this year. I do believe we have a more mature coaching staff. I do believe Coach Hackett brings a level of maturity and understanding and ability to connect with the offense and our quarterback better than we had last year in LaFleur, right? So I think that's going to also be impactful. And we're seeing a trend from Zach Wilson that I get it. He's not lighting, the boards up, or he's not, throwing for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns a game. He's not doing that, but he's in that mindset of a game manager, which kind of sucks because we know what this kid can do when he decides to sling it. But for what we need him to do right now is protecting the ball, and we're winning games. I think you're going to see Zach Wilson take a bit of a step after this bye. I think you look at this game this past week, and we had opportunities at will in the red zone, literally at will. Between the numbers, we could move the ball down the field without question. And then we would get stuck in the red zone. They really are this close. Like, I really believe they really are this close. You've got Zach Wilson rising up the ranks in terms of being the 34th ranked quarterback come start of the season. Now he's the 21st ranked quarterback. Again, nothing major, but for us, seeing what we've seen this kid do over the last year plus, That is a hell of an improvement. And the majority of us were saying last season, if we just had average NFL quarterback play, we win the AFC East. Well, Zach Wilson is giving us average NFL quarterback play now. Can he keep it up? That's the biggest question. But something tells me this kid is going to keep moving in the right direction. I think Hackett has done an incredible job in adjusting after the loss of Aaron Rodgers. I think that the whole thought process of he can't coach, kick rocks, because to have to alter your entire offensive game plan from Aaron freaking Rodgers, who in himself is an OC on the field playing quarterback, to kind of like nurture a Zach Wilson who we weren't supposed to see at all this year, to go ahead and see production out of him to win games. You can kick rocks. This is an incredible coaching job being done right now. And I believe that's going to be the deciding factor on if this continues or if we go ahead and take a step backwards. Now, you and I talked about this last week, me, you, and Jets Chaos, right? Hey, it will be just like the Jets to win this game and then have a stinker against the Giants.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that fear factor is not there, that we will stinking up against the Giants. I think the PTSD that runs through our veins as Jets fans is going to have us in the back of our heads praying and hoping we don't revert to that. But I do believe that right now the pieces are in play that shows the Jets, after coming out of this gauntlet portion of their schedule, start racking up some wins. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I feel pretty good about the next 3 games we got going on. I see the Jets legitimately going 3-0 in the next 3. So I'm going to go ahead and err on the side of positivity on this one. This defense is going to allow us to keep pace. I think we're seeing players also second, third year into this defense taking massive steps forward that can only benefit. This team is better than last year. This team is better than last year. And if Zach Wilson can be the 20th ranked quarterback in the NFL, I'll be the first to say it. I don't think the AFC East is out of the question in terms of owning it. I don't think it's out of the question. And I actually believe we are going to sweep the Bills. I believe it wholeheartedly. The Bills are going to get swept by the Jets this season. It's going to be beautiful.
I love the Bills getting swept by the Jets. Now, I look, I like your choice. You're choosing the side of positivity, right? And I'm doing the same. I just can't help. I got to at least talk about it, right? So it's like, it's an interesting thing. Now, one of the items I see Jets fans talking about with respect to the second half of the season is that Zach Wilson. So there's 2 tales of Zach Wilson right now. One is there is obvious and evident improvement in this young quarterback that we have. It's clear, right? You can see it. The footwork is better in many cases. Still throws off his back foot, but he's doing a lot of better things with his footwork. His decisiveness tends to be better. He's not throwing dirt balls into people's feet on screens and things like that. We only saw one time in 6 games that he ran backwards and that he ran back like 40 yards that play, but he hasn't done that but one time, and it was early. He hasn't done it since. So we're removing a lot of the things that were maddeningly difficult to observe, right? But the truth is, Gunny, here's the truth of the Eagles game, and we could talk about this with many games. The Zach Wilson offense scored 9 points this week. I mean, yes, we got the Breece Hall touchdown at the end of the game, but the Eagles stood aside and let them do that because they wanted the ball back with the opportunity to control the clock. That's what they wanted, right? So there's a lot to be said for that decision. There's a school of thought that we should have kneeled. We should have just, if Breece was given he should have dropped on the 2-yard line, and we should have just stayed there and killed as much clock as we could, and then tried to get a touchdown on 3rd, and then or kick the field goal on 4th, right? That's what we should have done.
Right.
But the other side of it is, they had 2 timeouts and there's a whole bunch of shit. But no matter how you slice it, the Eagles made the choice to let us score. They did not try to tackle Breece Hall. It was evident. They stood aside and they let him run in. So that touchdown is somewhat of a gimme. So the truth is that Zach Wilson scored 9 points. And the defense gave him, outside of that Tony Adams pick, which led to the Breece Hall touchdown, 3 additional exciting turnover, momentum shifting,
Right.
interceptions and fumble. Like they gave him 3 huge opportunities in Eagles territory. So, and we still couldn't get a touchdown. We still couldn't get more points. 9 fucking points, Gunny.
Yep.
So, and that's indicative of a Zach Wilson-led offense. He can't get it in the end zone. And not to say that there weren't open guys everywhere. So it's a weird thing, it's like with this. We have a lights out defense, dude. Our defense is superb. And even when our top 3, not just top 2, the top 3 cornerbacks were gone. Don't forget, the Jets have made it very clear that they prefer Eccles over Bryce Hall. I hope that's shifting because Bryce Hall's
Bryce
quality.
Hall's been balling out. Yeah, he's been
right,
balling
dude,
out.
and good for him, man, and good for him.
100%.
But you look at that, even without Sauce and Reed and Eccles, dude, we are, thunderously dominant at times.
Yep.
And then you look at guys like Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. Dude, these guys are upper echelon studs, right?
Right.
And we 9 points.
But I got to counter you on this.
That's what I'm giving you.
I got to counter you on
that's
this.
the one side. What's the counter? Talk to me.
So the counter is this, right? Like we all watched the game. And granted, that Eagles defensive line is insane. And I think it's probably the last best defensive line we'll face based off of what we've seen thus far for the rest of the season. They were beating up on our offensive line, but there were some drops too that killed drives. And the one beautiful freaking throw from Zach Wilson when he caught the guy offsides.
Yep.
And it got negated. Almost a 40-yard reception got negated, because of again, it wasn't a blindside block. I think Allen Lazard didn't do anything wrong there. He aimed for his chest. He was right in front. I digress. That's a different story for a different day. But that did get called back, right?
We'll talk about that tonight.
Yeah. So if you had made adjustments based off of some of those lost plays, Zach Wilson's numbers look significantly better. Again, the red zone stuff is disgusting. It's disgusting, right? Like we've got to figure out a way to go ahead and be more impactful in the red zone. But it doesn't help when guys like Cobb are dropping passes, right? Like it doesn't help at all when those passes are made by Zach, putting himself and the team in a position to go ahead and move the chains. And then the veteran guy would keep trotting back out there over Gibson or even Hardman, right? Is dropping passes. So for me, I get where you're coming from because when you look at the end of the box score, 9 points is just not going to get it done. Like it's just not. But I do believe we're not going to face many defenses of the caliber of the Eagles moving forward. And if we can just clean up the boneheaded mistakes that keeps killing these drives, because every time you kill a drive, you're killing momentum. Zach Wilson is starting to feel himself, feeling good about it. Boom, you drop a pass. Feeling pretty good about something. Boom, you all of a sudden decide you're going to go ahead and do a blindside block that brings back a huge gain back almost freaking 20-something yards. It's beyond frustrating, and I think that should be taken into consideration.
Are you still there? You cut out there at the end. You good?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah, you got to cut out. Yeah, all right, but look, and those are great points because don't forget the offensive line got decimated. Wes Schweitzer was not exactly doing a great job, although he did significantly better in run blocking than he did in pass protection. But where does it impact Zach, right? The most is in the pass blocking. Wes Schweitzer was a liability. Max Mitchell had an okay game, but he's, next to him and Schweitzer together. That's not exactly your dream team over there.
No, it's not.
And you saw even Becton, on the naked bootlegs, by the time Zach turned around, there was a guy in his face. So he never even had a chance to survey. So that stuff applies too. There was the drops. Cobb had a drop that we remember, which, by the way, Cobb shouldn't have been the target on that play. So there's that. But, so there was a whole, I forget, I think it was Uzoma. He's fucking wide open. You know what I mean?
Right there on the back of his. Oh my God.
Right behind him. So again, so there's that stuff, right? But the Lazard block. Now we talk about this stuff all the time. Now it happens to be a rule now. Now the problem is I disagree vehemently with the rule, Gunny. The idea that you can't block a guy because he happens to not be looking at you is
ridiculous.
Absurd to me.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I get it, blocking in the back, sure. You can't hit a guy in the back. Okay, no problem, because his head is the other way, right?
Yeah.
But if he's chasing your runner, you got a linebacker at safety, is what they're doing. On a kill him. That's what he's doing. And he's looking at the runner, and you come from and you're in front of him. Dude, that should not be a
Not
penalty.
be called.
The NFL
100%.
is getting so soft. The good news is, and then look, I don't root for injuries, but Blankenship didn't play the rest of the game. He was out. Lazard, whatever that was, Lazard rocked him to the Casbah, bro. So that's what you want to see. That's Lazard's specialty. He's a ferocious blocker out there, for a wide receiver. He's running around knocking people's heads off. So it just sucks that it's been a rule for a couple of years now. So the sad part is he's got to know that. He's got to know all you got to do is stand there. It's just as effective. You know what I mean?
Right.
Than cleaning the clock. But the idea that the mentality is licking your chops. Like you pray for blocks like that where you can just cleanly knock the shit out of somebody. Like that's what you want to do. But Lazard's got to know better because, like you said, it negated potentially the best play of the game for our offense. There was that beautiful 40-yard pass from Zach to Garrett Wilson. That was this game, right? Yeah, I think so. Down this right sideline.
Right side. That was beautiful touch pass. Yep.
That was a beautiful pass, beautiful catch, everything about it. So again, you can definitely look to that stuff and see that Zach is improving. But it's still, again, yes, there are those things, but we were in the red zone 4 times. I think we're 0-8 in the red zone minus that Breece Hall touchdown. 0-8 over the last 2 games. That's concerning. Let me acknowledge a few people. So Jesse P jumping in, becoming the world's newest stream beaner. There he is. Right until. So welcome, Jesse. Enjoy the
What's
emojis.
up, Jesse?
But he was only the world's newest stream beaner until Big Green jumped in and became the world's newest stream beaner. So welcome to Big Green and Jesse P. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel and enjoy your benefits. You'll get a free super chat each month, and you also get the emojis and all that. So thank you guys. It's appreciated. And I wanted to get to, where is he? Radovan Merkovic checking in, our good buddy. Thank you for the super chat. He says, I'm more positive than most, but come on. The offense has to improve considerably to have a chance. Can't get into the end zone. We only scored one offensive touchdown against Denver, for Christ's sakes. I mean, it's a great point, Radovan. As we're talking about, right? It's like, no matter how you slice it, at the end of the day, this defense is saving Zach's ass. How many turnovers did we have in Denver? 3?
3. Yep.
So think about that. They've given Zach 7 turnovers in the last 2 games, and he has not scored he has not been able to get us a touchdown out of it. Not one. That's something, Gunny. Do you not agree?
I do agree 100%. But I got to ask you a question on this. What is Zach Wilson right now in terms of 2-point conversions?
What is it? 2 and 2? 2 for 2?
I think he's 3 for 3. If you count the one in week 1, I think he's 3 for 3.
How's he getting 2-point conversions if we can't score touchdowns? How's that happen?
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I really believe there's a fear factor of him turning the ball over when they're trying to score a touchdown, because it's such a rare thing to turn over a freaking 2-point conversion. That's why he freezes. I think he freezes. I don't think Zach Wilson is playing freely when he gets to the red zone. I think he's playing more scared, more afraid of actually freaking getting rid of the ball or throwing an interception to where it freezes him. It freezes him, and it causes us to not score points. Because the 2-point conversions, he's 3 for 3. He's aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You see him running in for it. He's aggressive. And the more I looked at that, and I was like, how the hell is okay? The only thing that makes sense is the fear factor's out. I'll take it out of it. I think right now he's playing with freaking like handcuffs on or something like that, and he's freaking to freak out, and he's afraid to turn the ball over in the red zone so much that he's either going for the quick, wide open freaking opportunity or a 50-50 ball to Garrett Wilson. As we all have seen, of course, in hindsight, all the open players running free and open in the end zone. I don't think Zach has taken the chance because he's afraid of turning it over. I don't know if that's on the coaching that they've got that in his mentality to go ahead, don't turn it over, or it's just him thinking to himself, I can't be the reason we lose. I can't be the reason we lose. At some point, he's going to have to be the reason we win. That's a fact. I mean, I don't think our defense is going to be able to go ahead and pull 4 or 3 turnovers every single game to go ahead and keep us in games. But I believe wholeheartedly that either he's in his mind or the coaches are in regards to do not mess up, don't turn the ball over in the red zone, which is why he can't play
I'll
freely.
buy that, but and when I watch the game, it seems conservative to me, right? It does.
Yep.
But when I watch the all 22, Gunny, it's not good. There every single time we're in the red zone, there are open guys running around.
100%.
That he's missing. Now, there have been a couple examples where the pressure was immediate, right? So some plays, but don't forget, he gets 3 plays. So we're picking a couple plays. He has his chances. Like there are examples with clean pockets, perfect protection, and guys right in front of his face, 10 yards down the field in the end zone, and he doesn't throw it. So I agree with you. I think he freezes. I think he freaks out. And he's so tenuous. And again, not to remove the potential, but it's concerning, it's like, and like you said, beating a team like the Eagles, like, could it possibly be, Gunny, that what we're really looking at here are trap games? Like the Chiefs thought they were going to blow us out. They were going to have a big party. The Swifties were there and they kind of took us lightly. And that's and then you still look at the Eagles game and not Denver. We won that game. 2 losers. You know what I mean? Struggling teams trying to, fight it out. The 2 fat kids on the playground. You know what I mean? Like that's what it was. But so I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
Is that possible?
I'm going to say no. I think the reason why I say no is because this team has been so highlighted and spotlighted the entire offseason. People were literally talking about how like they're sick and tired of hearing about the Jets. People were literally talking about how like Jets this, Jets that. Like teams were getting exhausted of it. So in all actuality, I think we put a target on our backs come the offseason for every game. I think every team is trying to come in here and trying to make a statement because the Jets were the talk of the NFL, of sports media for the entire offseason. I don't think it's a trap game. I don't think any of these people are sleeping on our defense. I think the majority of them come in here knowing they're going to be facing a legitimate defense. I don't think they're scared of our offense per se, which is understandable. But I think offensively speaking, these teams aren't coming in here preparing to just go ahead and have an easy day against the Jets. They know they got to go ahead and put up a few points. It doesn't have to be a lot, but they got to put up a few points, right? And I do believe because we were highlighted so much that people want to come, play the Jets and just smack us around because of all the hype we got in the offseason. No, I don't think this is the benefit or the result of it being trap games that they're coming in here. Not to mention, it's early in the season. Games are going to get harder. Weather's going to go ahead and get worse. People are going to get hurt. You want to go ahead and get your easy wins now, rack up those points. You see the Dolphins doing it. The Dolphins have dominated the people on their schedule, getting those wins now because they matter. Now, I don't think it's this has been trap game stuff. I just think legitimately our defense makes those teams or those offenses look average to below average.
All right. If you say so, I'm in. I like it. Now, the other thing is that this is Zach's first year in this offense, right?
True.
So there's that. This isn't his 3rd year. Like, we look at it because his 3rd year here, right? But it's his 3rd year in the offense. So, I'm sorry, it's his 1st year in this offense.
Right.
He wasn't supposed to start, right? So he was probably slow rolling his development. They did not think, and if it was going to start, he wasn't going to start fucking week 1.
No.
So there's all that too, right? And we're just bringing up both sides. I see a lot of chat posts. We'll get to some chat stuff in a sec. But like, there's a lot of like defense on this side, or like Radovon saying point blank on this side. Like, dude, it doesn't matter. We're positive people, and you guys know I'm a positive Jets fan. I would say I'm 85% positive, right? I succumb like anybody, but I try to stay above that. I try to stay like above the negative, when I get down into the dumps. I try to stay as high above that as I can. But, when you look at both sides, it's a real conversation. If we're just rah-rahing, we think that we're now, like, I got Jets fans saying we're going 13-3. I'm like, all right.
No.
I mean, fuck yeah.
That sounds
Well,
great.
hey.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, right. Who's not going to sign on for that? Look, I don't know. I mean, I think that's probably a little difficult for this incarnation. And when you score 9 points and 10 points, what did we score in Denver? Let me look at the Jets scores. Let me see.
I think it was 20 plus. I think it was 20 plus in Denver.
Let's see what we got here. New York Jets record. Let me see. 2023. What do we got? Let's see what we got here. I'm going to look it up here. How come it's giving me the damn... Let me see. All right. So the Jets scored. What years? All right. So we scored. There's no way. What is this? This is dumb. Okay. This is stupid. They're not giving me this.
It was 31-21.
All right. So we scored 31 points. Remember how many? Oh my God. Remember how many points? Did you see that, dude? Did you see that punt? Look at this. If you didn't see it yet. Incredible. Watch what happens here. You see it? The Jaguars are playing the Saints, as you guys know. And the Jaguars were receiving the punt. You see that?
Yeah.
That guy's out too, man. Let me
done.
tell you. Look at this.
Yeah, he's taking a nap.
That's his own player too.
Yep.
But I could say that the defensive player is pushing him into him.
But you can do that as long as the defensive player doesn't touch him. You can block that guy into your.
Dude, look at that.
Into
He's
the receiver.
literally manhandling him. He's like swings the guy into him. Look at this. Agnew's done. Wow, craziness.
With one arm too. He
So
manhandled that dude with one arm.
One arm. So do you remember how many points the defense has scored in Denver? Do you remember?
Ooh, that's a good question. No, I do not.
I think the defense scored 9.
I'm going to say it, yeah.
I think so. That puts us at 20. So we had one touchdown that game, and it was a 60-yard run from Breece Hall, right, or whatever it was, 72, some shit like that. It was a long run from Breece Hall. So
then we had a bunch of field goals.
Yeah, and we had a bunch of field goals. So, and then you look at, whatever. You look at Dallas. He had the one touchdown to get, was beautiful pass to Garrett Wilson, threaded the needle. But that was a 60-yarder or whatever the hell it was. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be grim. I'm just pointing out both sides.
No,
like,
this is facts. No, this is 100%.
This is right. We're just looking at both sides objectively. Like Julio Rivera checks in. Thank you, Radavon. He says 4 drops, GreenBean, penalties on the offensive line, players missing assignments, killed drives. Go see 33rd team with Coles and Crabette. They tell it like it is. Well, look, dude, I watched the All-22. I don't need to. I mean, I can listen to their opinion, but I watched it. I mean, I look at the All-22. I rewind. I look at different guys. I see what's going on. All those things happened, Julio, no doubt. But let me just tell you that unless you're spinning this one, there's so much about the offense. And Zach's not the only problem. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just talking. We're going to go as far as Zach can take us. I mean, the defense, dude, we gave him 4 turnovers this week. The week before, we gave him 3 turnovers. Like, we keep doing that, and we can't get in the end zone. So it's just a concern. That's all I'm saying. And so, like, the poll question is, like, are we going to collapse next year, the rest of the year like last year, or are we going to rise above it? So that's what we're kind of exploring. Is this a playoff team? Is this a playoff team? And it's tough to say. I'm all on board. Believe me, I'm on board. I'm saying we are.
I would love to say that we are. Yeah. I think our defense
what's our record,
makes us.
Gunny? What do you got
at the end of the year?
Yeah, what's our record now?
I got us at 10-7.
10-7. All right.
I got us at 10-7.
10 wins is going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, wild card spot.
Remember, last year we were saying 10 is the minimum, right?
Yeah.
If we would have got to 8 last year, we would have made the playoffs.
Yeah, this year I think. I remember that. And what's crazy is the way the AFC has started off right now. Like, it's 9 games might get it done. 9 wins might get it done too, right? Like, it's been a rough start for the AFC, it seems like.
Yeah, I still think the great teams are going to hit their stride. Remember, the really great teams win in November and December. That's once you do that, it's the fakers that win all up front, like us last year. You know, like Jets Up says, I see GreenBean talking about 9 points and only noting the flags and questionable play calls. Only noting
and not
flags,
note. I think it says and
only noting the flags and. I didn't even talk about flags and questionable play calls yet, buddy. I don't think I did anyway. I'm not sure what you mean there, Jets Up. I thought it meant something else. But again, you know, you might be hearing that I'm blasting Zach. I'm not. You know what I mean? The first thing I did was acknowledge all of his progress. I mean, to me, he looks like a different quarterback. Like he's at 21, dude. We were saying 20th to 18th is all we need. So he's almost there.
He's
like if
there.
he could take if that Gunny, if that jump from 21 to 20 means he scores 2 touchdowns a game, then we got it.
I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that.
We got it, man. This deep, hey, Matt O'Leary's in the house. What's up, Matt O'Leary? I hope you're still here. I know I'm a little behind on the chat tonight.
Okay, what's up, Matt?
You and I are a little long-winded tonight, so we're talking. But
that's what it is. We're not looking at the chat.
We're not looking at the chat. We're gonna get more into the chat, but it's Zach's improved, guys. Like, there's no doubt. Anybody who says otherwise is drunk or just, you know, not looking. But I'm telling you, if you take your time and watch the All 22 for yourself, or watch somebody who's showing you the All 22, the whole game, and just shows you all this stuff, like, you can see it, man. You're like, oh my God. Like, let me tell you something. We were doing it. Dom C broke down some plays for us in the Beanbagger Wednesday night thing that we do. We do the All 22 on Wednesday nights with Dom C. And Dom, let me tell you something. That Garrett Wilson, remember the play? He threw it high to Garrett Wilson, a beautiful catch.
Yeah.
For a big first down. It was like 13 or 14 yards. Now, that I want to tell you guys a secret. That was a fantastic catch. But you know why it was a fantastic catch? Do you have any idea, Gunny? Why was it such a great catch? Because it was a bad pass.
Yeah, it was a horrible throw. Yeah.
It was behind him. Now, Garrett Wilson had his man beat underneath.
Yep.
If Zach Wilson could have hit him in stride, there is a realistic opportunity there was one guy to beat, and Garrett Wilson beats guys all day long. There was one guy to beat. That's realistically a touchdown. Instead, now it was a great play, great result, great catch. We're very happy. But Aaron Rodgers hits him in stride. Like, Garrett Wilson had to stop and jump for that ball. So I'm just pointing that out. Like, we all went, yeah! I was right there with it. Look, yeah, Garrett Wilson. Blah, blah.
Then you watch the R22 and you're like, damn.
You're like,
opportunity missed.
Right. And it's like, and that's what you see all day long on the All 22. You're like, and it's not to take away the progress, but it's realistic. Unrelated question coming in. Thank you, buddy. Zach spotted with Giselle after the Eagles game. Get out of here.
That's not true.
You're fibbing. You're a fibber. Unrelated question. Jonathan Francois. By the way, Jonathan Francois, you left, but this is yours. You won this. So go in my email. You won it in the stream last week. So go in the description of the video and email me your address and everything so I can rob your house. No, so I can send it to you. So congratulations, Jonathan Francois. We were all talking about it, and you had already left. So you won the Liquid IV care package, and I can't wait to send it to you, man. This is a bag of the Energy Multiplier. And by the way, guys, you can save 15% on all your Liquid IV purchases, the #1 hydration and energy multiplier on the market today. Save 15% by using the promo code GreenBean Jetsfan. It's that simple, dude. Why go to the store and pay full price? Just go online from the comfort of your own home. Put GreenBean Jetsfan in there. Save yourself 15%, dude. It comes right to your door. So, Jonathan Francois, send me your address and all your information and everything, and I'll get it out to you right away. So he says, not with Zach at quarterback. Fool me once. I know. And that's kind of where I am. That's my governor. Like, from me, the only thing stopping me from going to complete homeritis, fanatical, crazy person about the Jets right now is that Zach Wilson can't get in the end zone. That's what it is. And it's fooled me once. All right. Last year we were saying similar things. He's not losing us games. He took away the interception, all those things. Sky C checking in. Thank you for the big super chat, buddy. He says, hey guys, do you think our defense can carry us to the playoffs if the offense can't do it? Well, let me put this graphic up for you, Sky C. Finnegan, who's in the chat with us, or is on the stream, I should say, along with our world's greatest producer, Jeremy, Jets Chaos himself, who we'll bring on later. He's flexing right now. You can't see it, thankfully. Now, Jeremy had a bet on tonight's game, and sadly, he had a parlay. Let me bring Jeremy on real quick, and then I'll show you this defense.
Oh,
Jeremy,
yeah, I just saw it.
Jeremy, how quickly did it take to lose your bet?
About 5 minutes into the game.
And I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing.
No, it's funny that everything happened because Nick Shine actually told me, because I had Ridley scoring first touchdown, and Nick Shine, when I sent it to him, because he puts it in for me, because I'm in California, the first thing he said was you should switch it to Etienne. And that's the first thing he said. So I would have had the hardest part of the parlay done right now if I would have listened to Nick. So he's giving me a hard time right now. So
Finnegan says you never do touchdown bets. That's what he said. But let me show you guys this real quick. So poor Jeremy, everybody. He lost. I mean, it was 5 minutes into the game and it was over. It was over. It sucked.
Very much like the 70 seconds we all wish we could have back.
Tell me about it. So look at this, everybody. You see the face that's on there as well. Oh, let me just make it like this. So look at this. So to Sky C's question, let me bring it down. Hold on. There we go. To Sky C's question, look at the New York Jets. You want to talk about a defensive line, everybody. The most team pressures in the NFL with 141. The closest is the Detroit Lions at 135. The Niners vaunted defense at 132. The Eagles at 131. Another great defense. The Cowboys, who we met, and they kicked the living hell out of us with that defensive line and all the pressures. I'd say 25 of their pressures came right in our game. The Baltimore Ravens tied with them for the bottom end of it. But you look at the Jets, man, led by one Bryce Huff. I mean, Bryce Huff is out of control right now, Scott.
He's insane.
Yeah. So, I mean, do I think our defense can carry us to the playoffs? I do. I mean, I think it's harder. You know what I mean? It's significantly more difficult. Look, it's like the Patriots game. You lost a game where the defense held them to 13 points and no points in the second half. Or no, I think they had one field goal or something. I mean, you got to win that game, dude. You know what I mean? So the fact that we can't at times, again, Zach Wilson's offense, we scored 9 points in the Eagles game. Let's just get it right. You know what I mean? Just so we can have a real conversation. Now, there are other factors. The offensive line, when Tippmann went down, it was ugly, right? That's serious. That's real. We had the drops. Lazard, Cobb come to the top of the list. But you still had Garrett Wilson and Conklin and Uzoma running around open, and we couldn't find them. Breece Hall's still there. Cook and Carter, and everybody's still there. But we couldn't seem to get in the end zone, and a lot of that falls on the quarterback. As we all know, we're not stupid. The quarterback is the most important position on the field. We know that. So our defense, though, is out of control. Jeremy, what do you think of Bryce Huff?
He's incredible. We don't talk about it enough as a success story for, another one of JD's big picks. People like to talk about JD's drafts, and they don't talk about the undrafted free agents like it doesn't count.
Nope.
It counts. It counts. Right. And he got us Bryce Huff. And, it can't be denied. He got us a top-notch, top-level pass rush specialist, and he got it for the team for free, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and what's interesting, too? We talk about the development of Quincy Williams, which is undeniable, right? Unbelievable. There's a lot of conversations. I've heard it on 3 different podcasts this week about Quincy Wilson might be the best development example of the New York Jets, right? He's one of the best linebackers in the NFL right now. And he's pretty, I mean, he came from the Jags. He was their 3rd-round pick, but they cut him early, and it's basically a Jet. So we're developing him, right? Ulbricht and Salah are linebacker. That's where their foundation is. So we're doing a good job. But dude, Bryce Huff was an undrafted free agent, like Jeremy just said, for free. And he is elite. He's among the elite pass rushers in the NFL right now. That might be the greatest development story we have for this franchise right now. I mean, in my opinion, Gunny, what do you agree? How do you feel about Huff?
I love Bryce. I don't understand why we haven't already given this man a contract. It's actually infuriating. We need to lock him up because I think it was Matt O'Leary's channel earlier today, and he was talking about how the price keeps going up. Every single game that we don't get this kid signed up, the price goes up. He continues to dominate, and it's not. What's crazy is he's dominating with almost, I would say, half the reps of the majority of the individuals ahead, like that are close to him. Like it's insane. Why is he not already freaking? Let's trade Carl Lawson away if we need to clear up some cap space. I don't care if we get a 7th back for that dude, and let's give this money to Bryce Huff. I want to see Bryce Huff on this roster for the next 5 years. I don't understand how we haven't done this.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, the Jets haven't extended many people in mid-season, right? We did one. Do you remember who it was?
JFM.
That's right. JFM.
Oh, yeah, JFM.
So what happened? Remember, we all loved JFM. He was having a career year.
Yeah.
What happened when we gave him the money mid-season? Anybody remember?
He fell asleep. Disappeared on us.
So we got now, and correct me, maybe there's another example. I don't recall, but I think that's the only one that Joe Douglas has done mid-season with that taste in his mouth. I've done it once, and that's what happened because he fell asleep. Now he came back later in the season. He kind of woke up a little bit, but dude, JFM's decline was immediate and real. It was like 6 weeks long. He did almost nothing for us. Right. So we were all happy that he got the money and he extended. He's going to be around a while. We loved it. Another JD, scrap heap find, JFM, Quincy Williams, those types of guys. But you think maybe that taste in his mouth, Gunny?
I mean, when you put it like that, I get it. But I'm sorry, man. Bryce Huff is different, man. This is a dude that I think has a chip on his shoulder. This is a dude that came in here as an undrafted free agent and has felt like he's had to prove himself year in and year out. I don't think he's done. If anything, a kid like this who finally feels like he's appreciated, I think he might be willing to break his back for the team that freaking signs him long term. And God help us if it's not with us. I think there's going to be a level of regret that we don't ever get back if we let this kid walk away and he goes and plays for another team and dominates because they're giving him full-time reps, like full starter reps. I would lose my shit. Excuse my French, but I would lose my mind.
So that's what it is, man. Like I think that might be, like when we go, what is the holdup? What is the problem? Well, the problem might just be I did this once and it didn't work. And it's like I could franchise him. I got tools. Don't worry, I'm not losing Bryce Huff. You know what I mean? He could be thinking about it that way. So who knows? Who knows, right? But thank you, Sky C. I want to get to where is it here? Where did it go? Green Dog with his 6-month member of the Stream Beaners super chat. Thank you for being along for the ride, Green Dog. I sincerely appreciate your support. He says, I'm inspired by Salah stating that Zach is so close. And didn't he say something else? He said some other things about Zach's just got to let it rip or something like that, I heard, right? So, and look, if that's where it is, right, it's like he's right there. And I'll buy that because I look at it like he's right there. Now he's making those same kind of so he's shed a lot of the things, right? Like we talked about before, the interceptions one, the running backwards another, the dirt balls and all that kind of shit, the 15 yards over their head. He's still making bad passes, but every quarterback has bad passes. So that's not the concern unless it's more than good passes. I don't think that's what's going on. But if Zach can shed the other behaviors, why can't he get that confidence just to let it fly and hit Conklin wide open in the end zone. So who knows, Jeremy? I mean, do you have hope for Zach? You think he's so close? Do you agree with Green Dog's comment here?
I mean, we were talking about that yesterday too. Like, what does so close mean, right? And the only issue that I have is that so close might be the hard part that stops a lot of people from being successful. I want to think positively, but I can't get that out of my head. Like, is the so close might not be so simple. Throwing the ball sooner, that might be a lot easier said than done. It's kind of like people used to tell me, man, because I'm really good with numbers. I'm really good at poker. I really understand the game. And people say, you're so close to being a great player. I just can't bluff. I don't got the nerve to do it, right? But the problem is, yeah, I'm so close, but that's killed me as a poker player because it's not something I was able to get. I wasn't never able to get over that hurdle of being able to bluff. So the question is, he's so close, but what's the piece that he's missing, and will he ever get that piece? To me, it's the ability to get out of his head and just fling the ball.
Right. Just do it, kid. Just do it. Live and die by your arm and your feet. Like, that's the way to go. I think if he did, has a little bit of success, like the Chiefs game, I feel like he was kind of there, right? He looked like he might have been there, that comfort zone.
I mean, think about it, right? That was the game after Joe Namath, you know what I'm saying, talked about how the whole organization was trash and that Zach Wilson didn't have it like it.
Right.
At that point, when the legend of the Jets talks about you like that, right? Like, damn, can it get any worse? Well, I think that might have played a role in him thinking the effort mentality and having, I think, the best game we've seen him play as a professional. Maybe we need to have Joe Namath say it again. Maybe we need to have him just go on another rant so he gets into that mentality of, how bad can it get?
Well, and you know what else too, is that was the game Aaron Rodgers showed up at the stadium, surprised everybody, and greeted everybody. That was also the week we signed Trevor Siemian. So the shit gets real for Zach. Zach goes, oh, wait a second. There's a real backup quarterback. Now, I'm not saying Trevor Siemian's a world beater or anything, but he's not Tim Boyle.
No, he's a competent backup quarterback.
He's a competent backup. If I keep doing this, they're going to go to him. So it's like a real, threat, if you will. Julio Rivera, GreenBean, if Lazard doesn't get a penalty on that, they score. If Cobb doesn't drop the ball, how can you say that, dude? We are 0-8 in the red zone. I mean, look, I get it. Maybe the momentum, and clearly that was a great play. I hear you, but you can't say that.
I mean, unless he's referring to, another field goal. Yeah, we scored another field goal. I don't know if we can
scored anyway. No, that drive we didn't.
No, not that play.
And our weakest area, and we pointed this out, GreenBean, when we were watching, is the worst is when we're at like the 9-yard line. That's exactly where we don't score. And that's where I turn to the play calling, because I think when you have Zach struggling the way he is in the red zone, the worst thing to do is run pass, because then you're only giving them that one opportunity, and they know it's coming, because when it's third down, they know it's going to be a pass. That's the problem. I think they would have went run, and then we would have been in that situation where everybody knows that he's going to pass. I'm waiting for that first down, keep the momentum going after a big play, pop it in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, right. And so there are numerous factors. And again, this isn't a beat up on Zach, Julio.
I mean, to be honest, I there's some interesting stats about Zach, right? So right now in the NFL, right, he takes him 2 seconds to go ahead and get rid of the ball. He's got the fifth fastest release in the entire NFL, right? Which is a good thing.
Potentially.
Which is something you didn't see last year very much. Holding the ball a little bit too much, taking unnecessary hits and sacks. But, I mean, 2 seconds is quick. You really can't argue that. Like, being I think it's the fifth lowest in the league, that's impressive. That's a quick release.
It is, but Gunny, real quick, other than to say he's doing that because he's zeroing in on one receiver and just throwing to him. So he's not scanning, and that's something that's very, very evident not that it doesn't happen ever. So there are plays where he looks off one guy, and so it happens, but there are plenty of examples where the reason he's not seeing the open guy right in front of him is because he doesn't even turn his head. He just looks, he snaps the ball, he looks to the left and just boom. And he does it quick. and I would believe that there's something to the idea that coaching is telling him to do that, but still, it goes both ways. I'm with you with the quick release being a positive, but it also has its negative wrinkle where in this particular situation. All right, let's get to Jonathan Francois. Thank you, buddy. He says, I appreciate the winnings. I will donate my winnings for another giveaway to the chat. Love you guys. You can spread the love on my behalf. Well, thank you, Jonathan Francois. All right, so we're going to give this bag away. We'll do it when we come. You know what? We'll do it when we, maybe we do it. We'll do it the next game stream. That's when we're going to do it. Because those are raucous. So we'll and I'll have some other giveaways. You know what I'll do? Every super chat tonight. Hold on a second, guys. Jeremy, talk about Jonathan Francois and how wonderful of a person he is for donating his winnings. Hold on.
I'll tell you a story about Jonathan Francois. We were in the same boat once. We were in the Pittsburgh game last year. We both had lost it. We were falling apart. We were so negative. I had my head in the toilet. Jonathan had his head in the toilet. And GreenBean said, guys, snap out of it. And, everybody knows we came back and won the game with 2 touchdowns. And Jonathan Francois did the classiest thing I ever did.
He did.
I have ever seen. He was like sending super chats and apologizing and saying, and it's so rare to see somebody do that, right? To sit there and say, I'm really sorry. You were right. I shouldn't have done that. And to me, that's a class act.
I agree. I remember that day. That was a tough. Jonathan Francois was brutal that day. Remember how many super he was like every 5 minutes, not even every 2 minutes, there was a super chat from Jonathan Francois talking about how bad Zach is, or the Jets in general. All right, so here's what we'll do tonight. Every super chat, Jeremy, if you can write them all down. I got you. Can you see the other?
Yeah. I'll start making a list.
Okay, thank you. So I'll give away one of these packs. This is Liquid IV for kids. Okay, so there are 8 hydration multipliers, kid sized in here. So we have cotton candy flavor, we got banana flavor, we got crisp apple flavor. What else do I got in here? Jonathan Francois. There you go. We got Concord grape. Oh man, God, I got a bunch. Holy cow. I got tropical punch and tropical punch, but looking different, like they're different boxes. I don't know what it is. One's orangey, one doesn't look so orangey. So they're both tropical punch. So we got tropical punch, cotton candy, banana, apple, crisp, or whatever. So we got all that stuff. I'll give a box of this away for your kids. Grape. Tonight, every super chat said tonight is entered into the giveaway. We'll give one of these away in solidarity and love and appreciation for Jonathan Francois, in the name of Jonathan Francois. And then the next game against the Giants, we'll give this big bag away with, what are there, 14 packets in here of the energy multiplier in that game. So all of you guys that have super chatted already, you're all already entered, and every other super chat will be entered as well. You can pick the flavor that your kids like, or your nephew, niece, or maybe for you, man. Who cares, right? I drink grape. I like grape. So why can't I drink grape, Gunny? You know what I mean? Why not?
It's delicious.
So, but thank you, Jonathan. You're a good dude. Project Prospect with Dom C checking in. I'm glad GreenBean is watching with intent my all 22 breakdowns. Warms my heart. Now, to be clear, though, Dom, I also watch all 22 without you. Just to be clear, right? I do. But Dom C's breakdowns are much more detailed, intricate, and they're awesome. If you guys want to join in, you can join the Beanbaggers. The link is in the description. We get together after every game for about a half hour and chit chat in a private room, a Zoom room where we're all there. We also do this week, so we do all 22 breakdowns 3 Wednesdays a month, and then we're going to do a classic game watch. So this week I think our choices during the bye week, it's going to be, we're either going to watch last year's Pittsburgh game, we're going to watch the 2010 Can't Wait game, or we're going to watch the 2009 Chargers divisional playoffs, or this week 1 Buffalo game. So we're going to choose when we all get in there. But it's a great time, man. And Dom C's breakdowns are the best. We do an hour of just Dom C breaking down the game, and we can talk and chat and ask questions and tell him he sucks and all kinds of fun stuff. But I definitely am watching with intent, Tom. But just to be clear, everybody, I do watch it myself too. It's a whole different thing. But thank you, Dom. You're the man. Hope you're having a good night. Project Prospect with Dom C checks back in. He says, okay, question for you both. Now, this means not for Jeremy. Put your DM cap on. 3 pending free agents, Huff, Mosley, Becton, and you have to sign 1 long-term, franchise tag 1, and let 1 walk. I know exactly what's going on. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, Huff, long-term contract. I'm franchise tagging Becton. Mosley, we appreciate you for your service, but it's time to move on.
Yeah, sad to say. That's exactly what I would do, Dom C. And that's not to say I don't love and appreciate CJ Mosley. And I think he's playing amazing. I really do. I think he may have lost a half step, but I mean, that guy's flying. He's flying all over the place, man. And he's lumping people up. He's an animal. I love having CJ. I don't want to lose him, but presented with that particular scenario, I agree with Gunny. But Jeremy, with love, what would you do?
I agree with Gunny. I mean, it's rough because I think CJ probably has a year with him. I'm a little nervous without him. He's the quarterback of the defense, so I'd be nervous with him not there. But we saw what Sherwood did on the inside last year. I'm kind of excited about that when he plays where Mosley played. So it's not like we don't have the next guy ready, and I just think with our offensive line the way it is, Becton, you have to keep Becton, and Huff is a no-brainer.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to be so excited when Huff gets extended. He's that is a pure homegrown talent, dude. Yep. And you keep that around. You reward that, and he's elite. And the thing is, he's not a one-year wonder either. He's been getting better every year.
Every single year.
He's you know what he's doing, Gunny? He's just earning first down reps now. You know what I mean? So we thought he was just limited to being a specialist.
Yeah. Couldn't stop the run.
Yeah, he can do everything. So he's really doing well. I love it. Unrelated question.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Joe's gonna be a little upset with himself when he realizes how much money he has to pay this guy because he waited so long. Could have signed him long term last year.
Let me tell you something. This is not that I disagree with my good buddy Matt O'Leary necessarily, but I think the book's already out. I think he's getting top pass rusher money, and what's the going rate for elite pass rushers, right? What is it? Finnegan, do you know what that is? You know what the pass rusher? If
we're talking about the top dogs, 25 to 30 mil.
I think he's gonna get a little less because he's a specialist,
I think 20,
not a run stopper.
But that's what we were just talking about. Yeah. You clearly weren't listening.
He's trying to inch his way into.
I was writing down.
You were writing down. That's what I mean. It's fine. It's fine. The reason for it, I didn't say it was mad at you, but you clearly were not listening. He's like, well, hey, we literally just talked about that. No, Bryce Huff has been earning first and second down reps because he's doing a better job against the run. Like he's not, and don't forget, they do pass out of first sometimes, on first, you know what I mean? So he's proving he's getting, what is he up to? 49% snap count? What is he? And again,
I think it was, just shy of 50.
Let's see. All right, here we go. So we'll talk about, let me show you guys this real quick. So this is the edge rusher salaries around the NFL. Okay. Here we go. Nick Bosa makes $170 million a year.
34 mil a year.
34 mil.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah, well, he just
is ideal. I don't think Bryce Huff touches anywhere around that upper.
He's not going to get the money that any of these guys are getting, in my opinion. It's not,
I see him get maybe that 17 to 20 mil. That Alex Highsmith, that Daniel Hunter. I think he's in that 17 to 20 mil a year category.
I agree.
Yeah, that's where I got him. That's where I got him. I was thinking, 3 years, 50 mil. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would
What
love
is that?
If
So that's 17 mil a year.
17
right?
and change. Yeah.
Yeah, guarantee like 35 of it or whatever.
Yeah. And you just walk
How,
over.
how
Just
old
call
is
the
he
gate.
anyway? Like what? 25, 24? He's young. He's still young. 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finnegan, how old is he?
Finnegan, how old's Bryce Huff?
Yeah. I kind of like verbalize it, hoping that he was back there doing what he does, working the magic.
All right. So Finnegan says
Oh.
Bryce Huff
34.
has played 34.11 of the snaps all year.
Damn, I thought
But
it was
each
higher
week
than
he's
that.
been earning more. So last week, I believe, or last 2 weeks, I think he was in the high 40s. But so far he's played 34.11% of the snaps.
You know what? The more he plays, the better our defensive line is. And that started last year. Everybody said the turning point for us was when Quinnen was yelling at the coach on the sideline. But I argue also that what happened the next game that changed was Huff was finally activated in dressing, and that was a big change as well. So I'll argue that Huff was the reason we turned it around last year, and the more he plays, clearly we're better.
Yeah, I agree. Man. So there it is. I mean, that's a pretty good list. Wait, let me see here.
25 years old, so he'd also be the youngest in this group.
I mean, look at all these guys though. So like all these guys in that like 13. Look at them all. That 13 to 15 range is a lot, or to 17, I should say. Harold Landry, Highsmith, Daniel Hunter, or Danielle, people call him.
I call him Danielle.
Agba, right? Look at Hassan Reddick, Randy Gregory. They're all in there. JFM, look at JFM got 13.7.
JFM 13. Yeah. We're paying Bryce Huff more than that.
Yeah, we are. There's no doubt.
Matthew Judon's only getting 11 million a year.
Well, he signed his contract 3 years ago. That's why.
Yeah.
I was about to say what?
Yeah, the prices have gone up since Aiden Hutchins. Well, all right, these are young guys. These are on their rookie contracts. So there you go. Thank you, Finnegan. Finnegan fucking rules, dude.
He's quick too. Like he's quick back there.
He's on it. Dude. He also said Huff is 25. He turns 26 in April. So next year he's going to be a 26-year-old. Unrelated question checking back in. He says, here we go. Marry, kill.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. So kill one, F1, and marry one. Jeremy, I'm going to give it to you first.
I kill them all.
My God.
Kai Polite, Lorenzo Malden, Adarius Stewart. Now, a lot of younger Jets fans, you don't remember Adarius Stewart. Adarius Stewart was, Mike McCagnon, he's a weird GM, man. So he likes to use multiple rounds on the same position consecutively. He did it with Jamal Adams and Marcus May. He did it with Chad Hansen and Adarius Stewart. Adarius Stewart was a 3rd-round pick, if I remember correct. I'm pretty confident that he was. Dude, that pick was such a slam dunk. Well, and a lot of Jets fans didn't like him, but he had the potential to be
out of Alabama, right?
Good.
I think he was out of Alabama.
I think so. Finnegan, where's Adarius Stewart from?
He was promising.
I
remember coming out of school.
I remember he had maybe a gold helmet. I maybe I'm thinking of. Yeah, Bama. Okay, he's Bama. Right, you had it.
Bama, right?
I'm thinking of. You know who I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of that 6th round. What the hell from UCLA? Shaq. What was his name, man?
Wide receiver?
Yeah, wide receiver. Never played a snap for us. We took him right before Enunwa in that draft. We had the Idzik 12. What was it? Shaq out of UCLA. That's who I was thinking.
Big swole kid, right? Muscular kid.
Yeah. He was who was that? The Idzik 12.
Evans. Shaq Evans?
Shaq Evans, everybody.
Yeah. Big swole freaking kid. Looked like a little miniature Mike Evans, I guess. He was trash. He never played it down for us.
None. I don't think he played a single snap. Like Hackenberg. So all right, Jeremy, Marry, kill, Ja'Kai Polite, Lorenzo Malden, or Darius Stewart. Finnegan, you can chime in too in the chat.
This is rough.
It is rough. It's a hard one. Jeremy, come on.
I would like to kill them all, please.
I know, right? I'm already married, so I'm disqualified.
Yeah, I can't. So I'm not allowed to answer this question.
Oh man.
That's
You know what?
good.
I know what I would do. Okay, I know what I would do.
Go ahead, Gunny.
All
I
right, so
know
I'm
what I
killing.
would do.
I'm killing Ja'Kai Polite. He's got to die.
kill him. Gotta
That was one of the laziest pieces of crap of all time. It wasn't just a lack of output. He was just lazy human being.
Lazy.
Ja'Kai Polite, you're done. I'm killing you. Man, I think I'd F Lorenzo. I'd hit that. I'd hit Lorenzo, and I think Darius Stewart I would marry only because he was so promising coming out of college. Right? I think maybe I'd believe with more love and more nurturing, like I could potentially get him to his highest potential peak. So I would marry Stewart. I'd smash Lorenzo, but I'm definitely killing Ja'Kai. Like that, I saw that and immediately knew he was catching the bullet. There was no ifs, ands, or buts.
Darius Stewart NFL highlights. Look at this. There are none. There's literally none.
He said 0. But look at the college highlights.
He has one catch against the Dolphins. He had a diving catch against the Dolphins in week 3. Oh, great catch. Look at that catch. Yeah, I almost want to show a video, but I'm nervous. So yeah, I agree. I think I might Malden did something for us. He at least had a couple sacks. You know what I mean? He had a moment. Malden. He went up to Canada and had himself a career. You know that?
Did he really?
So I think I marry him. I have a nice little love affair with Darius Stewart for a night, and then I go and marry my true love, Lorenzo Malden. I think that's what I do. Jeremy, you agree?
Yeah, well, the Stewart, you know how I am with names and food. Stewart, it could be like, the Stewart's root beer, and they used to have those little stops where they sell it, the soda. So good eating, good life, with food because you have Stewart's. And I don't like polite. I hate being polite. I have the worst manners. I grew up in Brooklyn. No one taught me. So it makes me very uncomfortable, politeness. So that's who I'd kill. Mm-hmm. And yeah, F Malden, because why not?
All right, there it is, Jeremy. I wanted to point something out. Liquid IV also gave me this thing.
What's that? I don't even want to. What does that? You know what that looked like?
Yeah, I know what it looked like. That's why I reached in the bag and what the so I said, what's that? Because I hear things clanging. They gave me this awesome backpack, man. Liquid IV backpack. And I was like, I heard things clanging in there, and I'm like, what is that?
Including a gift for your girlfriend.
I mean, that Darius Stewart catch is
a gift
beautiful.
For your girlfriend.
And
got
for
a little
first
water bottle. Look at this. For the kids.
Oh, that's nice.
This is great.
I can see your daughter bringing that to school, right? That would be hers.
They put another one in there. I already gave my daughter the other one, so it's crazy. Anyway. Ooh. So yeah, good. Thanks for bringing us there. Unrelated question. I appreciate it. Let me see what Finnegan's saying. Stewart he played 15 games. He had 6 catches for 82 yards. That's it. Just that.
Looking at
that's what he wrote.
That catch. It's a beautiful catch. It was for a first down, and it was against. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it was against Miami. So
that's right.
Yeah, I think I put a ring on that. Maybe I can go ahead and cultivate this person to be his best version of himself.
Finnegan's using my line in the private chat. He didn't show up like this, but I said, Polite showed up to the combine drunk and smelling like cigarettes. But he did show up. He gained like 30 pounds. He was like, everybody was like, what the hell happened to this? Dude, he was being talked about as a first-round pick. First-round pick.
Yeah.
He slipped to the 3rd. Mike McCagnon thought he was getting a steal. Just like Jalen Carter, that he didn't slide to the 3rd. But remember, Jalen Carter had that bad pro day and he slipped all the way to the Eagles, and the Eagles got themselves a stud. Mike McCagnon thought he had one on lock. He's like, dude, I had this guy in the 1st, and he's in the 3rd. I can't pass him. I do get it, but you got to be better than that. Your vetting has to be better. But anyway, thank you, Finnegan. That's good. He started the combine drunk and smelling like cigarettes. Such a good line. All right. Busted Knuckles checking in. What's up, buddy? He says Zach's BYU career looks a lot like his NFL career. And what he's
That is
referencing is that Zach didn't really come around until year 3, right? And then he was kind of a nothing burger,
which was also the same case in high school.
So there you go. This is just his pattern. We got to give Zach some
This is
time.
his pattern.
So he says, I truly think he's turned the corner. Do you guys agree? Now, Jeremy, I didn't get your 2 cents on this one, so I'll start with you real quick. What do you think Zach turned the corner?
I think he definitely did. I don't know what the ceiling is. I mean, we're going to see each week if he keeps getting better. This might be the best that it might just not be this might be as good as it gets, like the movie, but also he might keep getting better. I don't know what the ceiling is, but there's definitely a change. There's no question. There was a change, and we saw it. We saw little flashes, but the real turn that you have to be sleeping if you didn't see it was starting with that Kansas City game. I think that there were he didn't play so horribly before that. The Buffalo game, even Dallas wasn't his fault, but that Kansas City game, something changed.
Yeah,
something he had never done it that much, where he was just making great throws and threading needles and hitting receivers the right way and seeing the field, and that gives me hope.
I agree. I mean, right, turned a corner, yeah, busted, no doubt. Turned the corner, is he going to be a top, even 15 quarterback? I don't know, man.
Right now he's top 21.
So he's top 21. So he's got 6 spots.
Yeah, can he slide up? I mean, I think what it boils down to is I think if we stop looking at Zach Wilson as being the savior of this franchise, if we stop looking at Zach Wilson as the number 2 overall pick, and I think Buffalo Jets fans says this perfectly. If you look at the kid for what he is now, a backup quarterback, which is what he is, because Aaron Rodgers came in to be the starter for a backup quarterback, he's doing his job. He's doing his job. I think we need to stop now. If Zach Wilson somehow on year 3 explodes, right? This is it. This is the year where he puts it all together and he explodes. That's a gift. This is the exception, not the rule. By all means, he should be considered a bust prior to that happening. If it happens, that's a huge gift. But I don't think we should be aiming for that. I don't think that should be what we're all comparing him to being. He has to be that, or it's a failure. If he's a competent backup quarterback, that's great. Great backup quarterback. We'll have him freaking backing up Aaron Rodgers next year, etc. Which right now he's a 21st ranked quarterback in the NFL. That is a competent backup quarterback. If he gets higher than that, if he becomes a top 20 quarterback, that's a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. And that is also a huge win. Let's be honest with ourselves. That is a huge freaking win.
It's a huge
I think we need to stop looking at him as a second overall pick. That died. He was not the franchise guy. I don't think he can ever become the franchise guy. But if he becomes a starting caliber quarterback, we should look at that as a win, because the trajectory was literally Jamarcus Russell. The trajectory was legitimately Jamarcus Russell in terms of performance in the NFL.
3 games ago, we were literally comparing him and accurately comparing him to Jamarcus Russell.
I can argue that he can move into the top 20 just and move up a couple spots just on 2 things. And one is that there are 2 guys ahead of him that I know of right off the top of my head, Howell and Fields. Look at the schedule and look who they've played. So I could totally see him overtaking them once we get to the softer part of our schedule. And then the second thing is he's the only one on that list that didn't start as the season starter. So the offense was built around a different quarterback.
Yep.
And they had to slowly adjust the offense, over the last few weeks. So that's 2 real reasons why I believe he can move up a few slots.
All right. Justin Fields is currently ahead of him.
Yeah.
That might die. All right. Well, this has him at 22. So he's not 21 by the NFL rankings here, but 22. All right. So let's take a look. This is October 19th, which is today. Excuse me. All right.
Bless you.
So, thank you, Gunny. I love you.
Got you covered, brother.
There it is. Okay, Gunny, do it, baby. Look at Gunny with the magic love. Okay. So real quick, we'll look at this too. Let's look at the quarterbacks, huh? What do you think? Why not? We'll take a second and look at the quarterbacks.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. This is the NFL quarterback index for week 7. Way up top, you got Tua Tagovailoa. That's no surprise. He's rocking the Casbah
He's
right
crushing
now.
it.
Followed by Patrick Mahomes, which we made pedestrian.
You're gonna say that.
You know I was gonna say pedestrian?
No, I knew you were gonna just like mention that we shut him down.
Hey, to us,
Jeremy's
he's just basic Pat.
Yeah.
That's right. So then you got Matthew Stafford, who everybody thought was going to be a toss away. They were going to trade him away for nothing, for peanuts. Remember?
Yeah.
Then you
Look at
got
him
Josh Allen, a quarterback that we made look pedestrian. Right, Jeremy?
Scrub.
Scrub. Jalen Hurts,
Another scrub.
dude. We played 3 of the top 5
The
quarterbacks.
top 5 guys. Made them look like scrubs.
That's right. We made him look. Well, Jeremy, what's your favorite word? What did they want? How did they look?
Pedestrian.
Pedestrian.
Word of the day.
Right. They look pedestrian. So then you got Jalen Hurts here, and then you got Jared Goff. I think, you know what? If we played him, I have a sneaking suspicion we'd make him look pedestrian.
Pedestrian.
Just some guy walking
right.
in the
Just
street
a
carrying
Jag.
Stop
Another
that.
Jag.
in his briefcase. Looking for a phone booth to change into after our game. Oh, God. All right. So then you got Lamar Jackson. He's still up there in the top. Trevor Lawrence, my quarterback for my fantasy team. He keeps handing the damn ball off to ETN, taking all my damn points. I'm sick of it. And the guy I'm playing, guess who he has as his running back? Fucking ETN. Pissed. CJ Stroud, a top 10 quarterback. He was a number 2 pick.
He was.
That's what we were hoping for. This is where we wanted Zach to be.
Yeah.
Man.
Kirk Cousins. Remember, we were there. They're going to trade Kirk Cousins, top 10 quarterback. What are you gonna give for him? I don't know, a 5th? I'm like, yeah, sounds accurate.
And a box of peanuts.
And you look, Justin Herbert, the quarterback that will be playing when the Talking Jets meetup gets together at MetLife Stadium November 6th for Monday Night Football. We're going to be
I
there.
bet you we're going to make him look pedestrian.
Damn great we are. There's no way that Matt O'Leary, Ryan, Jets Chaos, Dom C, and GreenBean are going, Harry and Finnegan, and everybody's coming. And he's not going to be made to look pedestrian when we're there. Are you kidding me?
We'll be down. Oh, and then of course I'll be hosting the view.
That's
the
right.
View. So
That's
there's no way he will be pedestrian. He will look pedestrian. The only word coming out of Jets fans' mouths during that game is, "Look at that pedestrian bum."
When we drive out of that parking lot, GreenBean, I'm going to find him looking out the window. I'm going to go, there he is.
Hey,
There he is, just walking home.
Pedestrian quarterback.
Look at him walking home with his blazer on.
Back to LA across
With
the
his
country.
right, go back to LA with your friggin' snakeskin shoes, you pedestrian bastard. All right, so then we got Brock Purdy, 7th round pick. That's nice for them. Geno Smith.
Oh,
on the
look.
top 13. Look at this guy.
It took him 10 years to figure it out.
Wow.
That's right. Oh, more than that.
Just saying.
Year low. Yeah, 10 years. You're right. Sorry, my bad. 67% complete. That's a 68 where I come from.
That's a 68. You round that up.
That's right. Hell yeah, you do. Baker Mayfield. Jets fans, a lot of Jets fans wanted to sign him in the offseason. A lot of other Jets fans laughed and said he's washed. You don't look washed.
He's making half what Mike White makes in salary.
Oh, look at that. Poor Baker. Joe Burrow rounding out the top 15. Look at that. Followed by Dak, quarterback that we did not make look pedestrian. I'll tell you that. He looked pretty
that's
damn
one
good.
guy that looked like a quarterback.
Yeah, we made him look what I would be closer to calling him elite during that game. We really helped. Yeah.
He was driving a Ferrari.
Yeah, totally. Who's next? Sam Howell. Look at this. Sam Howell for the Commanders.
Look at his schedule, though. You got to look at that kid's schedule, who he played. That's who Zach could pass.
So Jeremy predicts Zach is going to pass Sam Howell. Derek
Carr. We going to pass Derek Carr. He looks like a bum.
No, he don't. He's doing all right.
A bum. Look at him. I'm watching him.
Bum.
Bum.
I think this is how many yards Zach had last year. Right here.
total yards for the season.
He's a hitchhiking pedestrian.
Yeah. Bum.
All right, hold on. I'm going to look up
Justin
Zach.
Fields in the top 20?
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
No,
And
He had that
is
3
horrible.
touchdown game, so
Damn, he has
Easy
11
schedule.
pass TDs.
Boy,
That's
he had-
true. He's been
No,
facing
let me tell you
bums.
something. Let me tell you, look, you're calling Derek Carr a bum, right? And maybe that's the case. But Zach Wilson had 1,097 yards. He only played 6 games last year. How is that possible? It felt like he played 7,000 games last year.
That's
Didn't
because
it?
we were in that much pain. That's what it was.
That's what it felt like.
We were in so much pain. It felt like
6 games?
we were. Yeah,
That can't be
like
right.
like the bum he is. Wait, no, that's Zach. We're not talking about Zach. We're talking about Derek Carr.
Dude,
Don't worry, Wyatt. We'll get to all the super chats. I promise.
Zach Wilson only played 6 games. That it feels like an eternity. All right,
Right.
So we get to that. So Justin Fields, he can pass him. So he predicts Howell, Justin Fields. That gets him up to 20. Joshua Dobbs. Yeah, I don't know. He's a flash in the pan. You know what I mean? He's not going to hold up.
Yeah, he's not going to hold up.
Now, Tannehill's
Ryan
21.
Tannehill, yeah, he's
It's
washed.
funny. Everybody wants to trade for Tannehill, but look at this. They're
Look at
neck
this.
and neck.
They're the same guy. They're the same guy. Zach's cheaper.
Dude, look at this. Zach had 1,097 yards last year. Zach Wilson has 1,097 yards in
Right
6
now.
games this year. Dude, that's
And the
crazy.
same thing. Oh, that's creepy.
That's creepy crazy. We're
Wait,
talking
Are
about
we
Zach
sure he only
being
played
so
6 games last
improved.
year?
What?
Are we sure he only played 6 games last year?
Dude, I'm looking at Pro Football Reference right now.
Oh my God, this is
Dude,
that's
wait a
that's-
cotton. Oh, no. I'm ridiculously stupid. Okay. Just so you guys know, dude, I'm looking at 2023. That's what I'm looking at. Of course, the stats match. I'm
I
like
was like,
60.4%
there's no way.
completion percentage. This is eerie. I'm stupid. All right. So Zach can
Okay, he
pass
played-
those guys.
Yeah,
Zach
he
can get up
played
there.
9 games last year.
Zach can do it.
I'm
Zach
telling
can do
you,
it, guys.
telling
I'm
you,
feeling
we
pretty
got-
good.
We got some.
I concur.
I mean, no
Joshua
defense. No defense in the NFL is easy. I'm not going to like talk trash and under.
But
Like,
they get
main-
easier.
Right. Look what we just played, though. I mean, look what he's
Yeah.
been going against.
All right, real quick. Then we'll move through some super chats for you guys. Who got upset?
No, I wasn't upset. Wyatt just sent a reminder that we missed it. So I'm just telling him we didn't miss it.
We didn't
We
get
got it
there
all.
yet.
We're right there. We're coming.
You guys see this? All right, let's look
Look
at
at
this. So they both played 6 games. This
Same
was
player.
last week. Okay, so we're both 3-3. Or did he? Yeah,
Yeah,
60.4. Well, that's better. That's better. I mean, that's slightly better.
Hmm.
Joe Burrow's crushing him. Why you send me this? Just because he's so close?
Because it's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, right. Because it's Joe Burrow. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, he's having a horrible year though for him.
I know
Yeah,
this
he
is
is
not.
Playing
Well, he
like
got
trash.
paid. He got
That's what it
paid.
is.
That's why you got to
got
be
the money
careful
now, he's
paying
like,
guys.
I'm
Gotta be
set.
careful.
I don't need
He
to
got
worry about
paid.
this anymore.
Yeah, he got paid. He says, I don't need to drive cars anymore. I can just walk down the street.
That's right. Be a
Pedestrian.
pedestrian. Oh, you know what? I'm going to jaywalk today. I'm going to do. I'm not walking all the way that light. I'm going to fucking jaywalk. I'm going to be a jaywalking pedestrian. Niger Kajina says, what if we end up with a Brady Bledsoe scenario? Dude, let me just say this. The difference is Bledsoe was the first $100 million quarterback in NFL history. Bledsoe had already been to the Super Bowl. That's what created that whole thing, right? That, well, no, I have it reversed. You're right. Sorry, my bad. I'm feeling a little bit slap happy today all of a sudden. I just compared Zach Wilson's 23 stats to his 23 stats, and I was blown away. So who knows? All right. So, but I still don't see it though. I mean, Zach Wilson's not playing like Tom Brady. You know what I mean? It was different. Tom Brady came in, it was like instantly. He almost won that game. I don't know if he almost won it, but when he came in, I remember yelling in that 9-11 game. Why are we making this guy look so? This guy's a scrub. He's sick. I was yelling that stuff. We make backups look good. So I don't know, but I don't know. I think, hey, there are worse problems to have, Niger. Honestly, I would welcome it. Jonathan Francois, Derek Carr masterclass right now. Never overpay average. Let's see what Derek Carr's stats are. I can't handle the blasphemy.
They were talking about that they were talking about him struggling to he's not connecting with the offensive coordinator in the plays. And they're saying that the Saints are calling plays like he's Drew Bledsoe and they haven't adjusted their offense for him. That's what the announcers were talking about earlier in the game.
I see. All right. Well, look, he's got 64% completion, 69% completion, 62% completion, 72% completion. He had a bad game, 58% completion against Carolina, oddly enough. And then he had a 69.7% completion percentage this year.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Interception. It hit the ground. That's coming.
I mean, his yards. Let me see his yards. Where's his yards?
That hit the
Like
ground.
1,600, I think.
Why? How? What are you talking? Yeah, what the hell's going on? He's at 1,300.
1,300.
Doing fine. 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. Not lighting up the world, but I don't know. I think he's playing. He's in a new system.
Yeah, he's adjusting. He's adjusting.
I don't know, Jonathan. I don't know. I think Derek Carr's doing better than we give him credit for. Unrelated question checking back in. He says, kill one. Come on, man.
Oh, jeez.
Another
Another one.
Elijah McGuire and Chad Hansen.
Oh God.
I want Wyatt to answer this one. So wait. All right, Gunny. Stephen Hill, Elijah McGuire. All right. Well,
Wasn't Stephen Hill really good in his second game? He had one
game. He had a
I think he just
game.
kept getting hurt.
No,
Stephen Hill's issue
just
was
kept sucking. He kept not being able to catch the ball. Yeah. He kept not being able to catch the ball. He had this technique where he would
try to cradle like a baby.
He was like, "Row!" And it's like it hit his, he forgets he got a big hard plate right here. You can't do that. So I don't know. Stephen Hill sucked the balls. Elijah McGuire was a stud, Finnegan says. Elijah McGuire was the great Jets' hope for a minute there. He had his little career. So all right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to kill Chad Hansen. Sadly enough, I really liked the pick. I liked Darius Stewart, and I like Chad Hansen. No, I'm going to kill Stephen Hill. I'm going to F Elijah McGuire. No, I'm going to F Chad Hansen and marry Elijah McGuire. What do you think, Gunny?
Man, this one's rough. Okay. I'm killing Steven. Steven's got to go. I'm gonna shoot Stephen Hill. I really like Chad Hansen, man. That was that. I'm gonna screw Chad. I'm gonna screw him. And yeah, I guess with Elijah, I'm gonna put a ring on him. This is a weird, unrelated question. This is a weird way to go ahead and spend $5, my man. I'm just throwing that out there.
This is good. He's in. He likes this. He likes it. All right, there you go. So, all right, Wyatt's got another take on it. He's a little bit, a little different. He says, cut, re-sign, or franchise tag Quinn Williams, Sauce Gardner, or Brees Hall. Well, they're all under contract. Well, will they all be up? I think they will be up in the same year. Maybe they'll be up on the same year. I don't know.
Oh my God!
Cut, re-sign, franchise tag. Oh my God, you guys. Okay.
I mean, it's clear to me. It's clear.
It's clear to me too. Ah, man. All right. I go.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm.
Franchise is easy.
I'm a cut Brees. I'm a cut Brees Hall. I'm gonna franchise tag Quinn Williams, and I'm gonna re-sign Sauce.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason being, because Brees Hall is going to be at the end of the running back cycle, right?
Yeah.
We know that, and
Yep.
and they're with all due respect, I think Brees is elite, but
Yeah, love him. Love him.
love him. Not saying anything about him.
Small window.
But there's a small window, and look at Derek. Oh, look at that! Oh my God! Wow,
Interception, huh? Isn't it?
No.
Oh,
Fumble though, but his own lineman picked it up and just ran with it.
Like the bum he is.
Look, he's getting swallowed. His line did nothing for him.
I'm gonna be so tempted.
Like 5 seconds later, pedestrian quarterback.
I'm gonna be so tempted now when I'm driving in Sacramento to roll down my window and yell at someone. You're a pedestrian.
Hey, pedestrian!
You're a pedestrian driver.
But here's why you franchise Quinnen, because he's gonna be now. What we had him for 4, so 7. He's gonna be in his 8th season. So you give him a 9th. You know what I mean? And you reevaluate.
Oh, so this is like not right now.
Well, I mean, you
We're
think
doing it
about
like
because
that.
they're none of them are up right now. None of them. The last one
Right.
was like everybody. So I think they're all kind of up around the same time. So
Oh,
you're
well,
going to
then in
have
that case,
this.
yeah, I'm
this
with you.
is actually a real question. You know what I mean?
Okay, then if that's the case, then yeah, I'm flipping that. If it's based off of the contracts, then yeah, we're franchise tagging Quinnen and we're gonna go ahead and re-sign Sauce. That's easy.
Yeah, right. So there you go.
I thought we were
Wyatt.
talking about like today.
Wyatt's a good man. Wyatt's a good man. Wyatt's
Well
going to
played,
come on
Wyatt.
with us
Well
again
played.
soon.
What kind of training, Wyatt? Army training.
No, he's dude.
He's what?
He's a Marine.
Oh, he's Marine. I didn't realize
Oh
he was
yeah,
Marine.
we hate that.
Yeah,
We hate
don't
that.
you talk like that. Remember, Gunny, Wyatt was on with us. Wyatt's going to come on again.
Yeah, I
soon.
remember.
Yeah,
'Cause I
Wyatt-
didn't know that you could be a Marine and be that skinny.
Oh, nah,
know.
but you know what's
It's
crazy?
basic?
Our
Yeah,
our
you can.
smaller, yeah, we all come out of there. Like I came out of boot camp at 6'2", 185 pounds.
Yeah.
I was 185, and up to this day, I tell everybody I had the best shape I've ever been in my entire life. At 185, I could fly when it come to running, the pull-ups, everything was easy. It was awesome. But I got a big head, so I just looked weird. I looked like my head was bobbing every single time. It's bad, but best shape of our lives is coming out of boot
You
camp.
have guns like this?
No, I did not.
Not quite.
I did
like
not.
That, of
No,
course.
not at all. They were tiny. I had tiny arms. Literally $185 at 6'2". It looks ridiculous.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. All right, hold on. Wait, one.
Tom is saying that Wyatt is in the Navy.
What?
Tom C is saying that Wyatt is in the Navy.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I
That's
swear
not-
he is.
Because he was in the barracks. I remember seeing him in the barracks.
Yeah, we know.
Right,
We
'cause
know.
he had to
I hang
keep
out with the
yeah.
Wyatt every Wednesday, man.
I
He's a
know.
Marine.
And he had to keep him out.
Jonathan Francois checking back in. To be frank, I think that's what he means. This Zach Wilson narrative is way different. If Jalen Hurts didn't gift that interception to Tony Adams, right? I read that slightly off, but 2 minutes away from being blamed for that loss. That's a great point. So, Gunny, think about it like this. Let's say Tony Adams doesn't make that interception and they just close out the game right there. What is the narrative of this week's media cycle?
The Jets lost the game they were supposed to lose. Let's be honest. I didn't have us winning this game if we had Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. If that happens,
no.
the Jets.
No, you are wrong, my friend. Let me tell you this. That game, if that's the way we lost, that was a close game where the Jets were in the red zone 4 times and did not come away with an even. So then you look without Tony Adams' interception, the defense gave him 3 turnovers and he couldn't turn it over. If that interception doesn't happen this week, Zach is over the coals. No
Well, that's
doubt.
what I'm saying though. But I look at Zach Wilson as what he is to me right now, which is a backup quarterback. I refuse to put myself in a situation to where I expect Zach Wilson to carry this team into victories. And to me, this was a game that we shouldn't have won anyway. Like even with Aaron Rodgers.
Right? But there's the same thing like with the Chiefs, Gunny. But like, look, we were not supposed to beat the Chiefs, but the game, the way it happened, we had it. So losing it was then disappointing. The Eagles
Right.
game, we had it. Our defense shut them down. Like, think about it. Even if Tony Adams doesn't get the interception, they're not going to score. The defense, they just close out the clock. There was only 2 minutes left or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Minute 40, whatever the hell it was. So they just close it out. So the defense still gave Zach everything. It becomes an incredibly disappointing game because it's no longer a game where we were supposed to get blown out and we did, or get beat up and we did. It becomes a game that the defense gave Zach Wilson 3 extra turnovers. We were in the red zone 4 times and we did not. If we would have scored one touchdown, we win.
I get what you're saying. 100%. I get what you're saying. But again, to me, that's Zach Wilson. We have to be upset at ourselves if we allow that loss to go ahead and eat at us and blame Zach. We know what Zach Wilson is. If he plays great, we're surprised. If he plays bad, I don't think we should be shocked by it. I don't think we should be surprised by a bad Zach Wilson.
But
it
will
be frustrating.
The cries for Simeon this 2 weeks would be the Simeon show.
That's 100%. 1,000%. That makes sense. Yeah, 1,000%. If we lose that game like that, then Trevor Simeon's there. Why didn't we play him? What would be the narrative? 100%. But no, like I don't think I'd be mad about it. I think because at this point, if Zach Wilson loses that game, to me, I'm like, oh well, yeah, that kind of expected that. Us winning it, I think, is why it's such a bigger deal. Because we didn't expect to win it, right? Like with Zach Wilson at quarterback. So it's one of those things for me that, but no, you're right. In that narrative, in that lens, if we lose that game, yeah, 100%. Man, Zach Wilson couldn't get us 1 touchdown. I get that.
Thank
100%.
God we
Trevor
won.
Simeon could have got 1 touchdown. Yeah, no, you're right there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like, look, and again,
okay,
I'm happy, dude. Don't get me wrong. And it's like,
no, 100%.
but
Yeah,
again,
I get what you're saying.
this is not negativity. I mean,
No,
it's
this
real.
is facts.
Like,
This is
look,
just
like
pure
for
facts.
example, Dark Soldier, my good buddy, is saying this is the most
The
negative
most
I've heard.
negative I've
I'm
heard
not being
GreenBean.
negative at all. Dark Soldier, this is not negative. I'm just pointing it out. Like, Dark Soldier, I'm going to look for your comment. You reply to me. If Tony Adams didn't get that interception and the Eagles just closed out the game, 2 more plays and they were in victory pose, or 3, right? If they get another first down, or whatever.
Another first down.
Yeah, another first down, it's victory pose.
Honestly, they could have not gotten a first down and kicked it, and I think we lose the game. I don't think we're driving the field to go ahead and score a touchdown.
That's the other thing.
If they had just kicked it off.
We haven't earned that. We haven't earned that. They haven't earned that belief from us.
Exactly.
Of course,
exactly.
of course, we're not going to believe in them. They haven't earned it.
Right. Well, and you know what? I will say this though. Zach does do better in like the 2-minute offense. He tends to run that smoother. So there is that shot, right? There is that shot. But like, Soldier, seriously, like, just tell me what the narrative is this week. If they close out the game and we just lose a nail biter, a tight one, what was it? We were down by 3.
By 3.
Or no, we were down by 2.
I don't think. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, 2. We just needed a field goal because
Down by 2.
I don't think this is negative, though. In all actuality, we were asked a question, right? And we're answering it because the narrative would be frustrating. When you put it in that light, GreenBean, when you explained it, like, yeah, we have Trevor Simeon back there. It's time for him to get it. We would have started saying, I bet you Trevor Simeon could have got us 1 touchdown if we had just thrown him out there. That's exactly what would have happened. But I think the patience with Zach Wilson has worn thin across not just the fan base, like the NFL. Like you've got analysts, for crying out loud, that just they laugh like, oh man, the defense is what they blatantly say it. Like nobody's given Zach credit for any of the wins that we've had. Now we as Jets fans know, hey, Zach last year turns the ball over, we lose these games.
Right.
But we know that. But no one's given him any credit. And I think Jets Chaos said it perfectly. He hasn't earned the right for us to be like, man, we believe he can go ahead and drive down the field and win us a game. Look, I'm gonna be the first to tell you guys, like I was a motard when it came to Zach Wilson, like super motivated about Zach Wilson. I had him. I put videos out of him freaking being the best quarterback in the AFC. Like I really was that dude. But I think you get punched in the stomach enough times, man, you put your guard up, right? You're not going to just let people just take free shots at your stomach. At this point, Zach Wilson is trending upward, but I do not have the thought process to sit here and be like, yeah, this guy's about to be a franchise guy. I'm just happy he's he's proven to be a competent backup at this point. And I think we need to start looking at him in that like that role, right? In that particular aspect. We're fighting over Zach Wilson when he really hasn't done anything for us as a fan base to give him our undying support. This is just factual question. I love Dark Soldier too, man. I think he and I were texting earlier. Love Dark Soldier. So, but no, I don't think we're being negative, man. I think this is just us being realistic. This is us being factual based off of the evidence we've given.
And I think we're being conservative because we were burned. Like I'm the guy that was drinking some scotch one night, and GreenBean will tell you that when GreenBean likes to up the numbers each time he tells the story. And I was out on Twitter tweeting that, before Zach Wilson's rookie year, he was going to throw 40 plus touchdowns and 3,500 yards. Right? So,
that was me. He's gonna break our passing record. He's gonna break the passing yards. That was me, man. I was right there. I was right there with you.
Yeah. So we're gonna be conservative now. Let him stack some of those Kansas City type games. Let him stack 3 or 4 games. And with Jet fans, it won't take long because just after the Kansas City game, you saw what happened. If he stacks 3 or 4 games, it'll be a very different tone.
Right.
I'm not gonna say we had a 180. But we turned a corner as a fan base after watching that Kansas City Chiefs game. Like, even the most hated of Zach haters were like, well, damn, that was surprising, right? Like, but we need to see it a few more times because I think for me, I'm afraid to go ahead and fall back into it, Dark Soldier, and then just get my heart ripped out of my chest again. And then we're back to just I just can't do it again, man. It's been too much of a roller coaster.
Well, the thing is, man, the truth is I am bought in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm rooting for him. I'm believing.
100%.
Now, am I, and the truth is, you guys know, I was never a Zach Wilson guy. I didn't love the pick. I was fine. But it was like, but that doesn't have any bearing. I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say it one more. Once they're Jets, I am rooting for them as 100%. If they were the guy I wanted with every fiber of my being. That's just the way it is. So when he's our quarterback, I'm like, this is the guy. I'm right there. But it's like, again, we're just trying to it's like, why is it so difficult to look at both sides and just make a comparison? Like, people have a lot of difficulty with that. It's like, if we say, like, you hear me, I'm saying to Zach's, all the progress, his footwork, he limited this, he took away that. And then you say the negative, and then people go, but he's this. And then you say the other side, and they'll go, you're a fucking hater. And it's like, no, we're just looking at both sides. Yeah, looking at both sides.
But by the way, Wyatt is definitely Wyatt is definitely in the Marines because after Dom C said he was in the Navy, Wyatt's response was, say I'm in the Navy again, and I'll fight him
one more time. I think Marines hate it more than any other freaking branch. Like, we hate being called soldiers. We hate being called seamen. We freaking hate it, bro. Like, there's something about it. And again, we all serve. We get it, right? But we despise being associated with or confused for another branch.
Call me an elf one more time.
Yeah. So, all right, what do we got here? We got Jonathan Francois checking back in. Soldier says they would be calling for his head, and like, would they be wrong? Would we be wrong? That's what I'm saying. And it's like, it's not to remove it. It's just like to point out the reason, the cause for pause. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's like, is this a playoff team? And it's yes. And I actually think we are. That's the truth. If you asked me, I say, yeah, we are. That's where I land. That doesn't mean I don't have concerns. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Jonathan. He says, my point is that this fan base is on a knife's edge. We live and die by Zach every week. That is just being realistic. I hope Zach proves me wrong. Isn't it a shitty way to live, though, too? Like, we never, look, I think all of us can agree. We never know what the hell we're going to get week to week. And now, thankfully, he's had 3 pretty good games strung together. So we're kind of feeling pretty good about our boy. But it's like, you never know what's going to happen. He can come out in the second half and just be complete. He could just erode before your eyes and be a different person. It's like, who the hell is that? That Patriot game last year, he threw one of the prettiest touchdowns of his entire career to Conklin in the end zone. I was like, dude, we're going to blow them out today. We're going to blow them out. And then he just fell to absolute mush, to pieces. And it's tough. It's tough to live that way, man. You know what? Especially for guys like us who've been around a while, man. It's like it gets hard. It really does.
My prediction is he beats New England the last game of the year to clinch a playoff spot.
and
Three.
The storyline, right?
Bill Belichick to the unemployment line.
Oh, and then Bill Belichick is fired. That Black Monday, right? That's what they call it. They fucking fire him. Oh my God, Zach Wilson.
Oh God, that would be,
dude. We'll never have sweetness like that. We don't get those kinds of berries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna need to clinch the playoffs before we play the freaking Patriots.
Right. We get 3-day-old cherries.
Yeah, but we got the Cleveland the week before them and their defense, man. That's going to be an ugly game when we play them.
Yeah, it's going to be a defensive match.
I'm gonna say it right now. Who have they played?
No, well, San Francisco was the one game.
The Niners, right?
That was the one game. That was it. And they required Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey to be out of the game. Trent Wayne, I know that right now they're considered the number one defense, and I was, of course, as a Jets fan, I got to go ahead and see. What do you mean number one D? And I saw who they put. I was like, oh, okay, we'll fix that in the second half of the season as we get these soft freaking teams to play as well.
We get better as we go. You want to talk about a turning point? I think that second half against Philly was a turning point for our defense.
I think
huge. People were frustrated. But even though I know we're a second half team as far as defense, I think it was something different in that second half. I think I think it's going to be a different defense the rest of the way. I do.
And what I hope it did too was also light a fire under Sauce and DJ Reed's butts too, because if Bryce Hall's out here getting interceptions and stuff, why can't you guys? Right? I hope Sauce tweeted out when Quinnen Williams intercepted the ball, like he got more interceptions than I do. I know it was supposed to be a joke, but it bothers him. It bothers Sauce Gardner. So I'm hoping that's a turnaround when those guys get back too.
Yeah, me too, man. And Bryce Hall, look, I tell you what, having a motivated Sauce and Reed isn't the worst thing in the world.
It's not a bad thing.
Alan Doge checking in. If Zach Wilson becomes a top end backup, and the Jets re-sign him as that, do you consider him to be a successful draft pick, even though he's pick number 2? Yeah, I mean, no, it's not. It's not a successful number 2 overall
salvaged
pick.
He's a salvaged draft pick.
Perfect word.
Yeah, salvaged draft pick, not successful.
Salvaged, right? That's Alan. That's the right way to look at it. But the thing is, I disagree with Gunny, and it turns out Buffalo by proxy that I can't not look at him as a number 2 pick because that's what he is. I understand we're looking at it. I get it.
Yeah,
but it's like, no, man. Like this kid has to get his head on straight, and because he's our starter, he's not a backup. Right. He's the starter. Now, yes, he was supposed to be the backup, but he's the starter. He was drafted to be a starter. He was a starter for 2 years, and he's our starter now. So you gotta, at some point. The good news is, like I said, everybody, he has changed some seemingly unchangeable behaviors: the dirt balls, the interceptions, the running backwards, all the things that he was doing. He changed those. So that gives me hope that he can continue. He can change and take that shot. Have the confidence in yourself. And the Jets clearly believe in him, and the team's behind them and everything, so why not? So Joseph Orlick, what's up, dude? The third. Not for nothing, but 2 trips to the red zone got sidetracked by penalties, and another had a huge sack on a naked bootleg. It's not all on Zach Wilson down there.
Yeah, we said that
we
earlier.
didn't say it was. Zach. And your point's valid. But what about the other 6 in the last 2 games? You know what I mean? So, and look, and you're talking about, the one play on that. There was another play on that in that series where Zach Wilson missed an open guy. As a matter of fact, the Cobb drop, dude, it was almost wide open, right? Cobb was double covered. Uzoma was wide open. Right in the same fucking, what am I saying? The same sight line. That's what it is. Literally.
Just here.
Right there.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
just hit Uzoma. So, and that's the difficulty that Zach has. That's the hope that, it's like, that's where the difficulty comes in. It's like, dude, you gotta be you got to the NFL and you're here for 3 years. You gotta be able to see that, So anyway, that's my difficulty. You're not wrong by any means, Joseph. But again, it's like What about the other? Remember, we're 0-8 the last 2 weeks in the red zone. 0-8. There's a lot to be said for that, man. And let me just tell you, almost every one of those series literally had sometimes one, sometimes multiple plays where guys were wide open in the end zone that Zach didn't see.
Yeah, the play calling is a lot better than we realize.
Yeah.
The play
Really is.
calling of Hackett is a lot better than we realize, and it's hard to see it like when you're watching the game. But if you guys watch the all 22 after the fact, you're like, oh, open. That was a great play
Right.
design. Oh,
That was a great, right?
Especially that one where Conklin was wide open, because he literally created a play as a coordinator that put a safety in that position, that if he stays back, you got Garrett Wilson. If he steps forward, you got Conklin. Zach just failed to execute on it.
Yeah. And then what Zach did was throw it high and too hard to Garrett Wilson 2 seconds too late.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yep.
So now Lima Bean, I want to tell you, I don't appreciate this F. Mary kill. I don't like it. Okay. Now, I don't appreciate it. I know what you're doing. You're going right at my heartstrings, and I don't appreciate it, man. These are my guys. Right. So I don't like it. But I'm gonna say, I'm gonna F Denzel Mims. I'm gonna marry Yaboa because he's still here, and I'm gonna kill P. Ryan. He's getting rings. He's got Super Bowl rings. This guy. You know what I mean? Fucking bullshit. Nobody believes me, man. Remember, I never said P. Ryan was our dynamic bell cow. Never.
No.
What I said was, this is the exact perfect back that you want on your team for 5-6 years as your 2-3 even. Just end of the game. You know, you need short yardage. P. Ryan is a 4-yard per rush average guy. Now, not every season, but that's what he does. He's a 3.5 to 4 yards. That's what he gets. And you know me, I'm a big 4 yards a play wins the game. If you get 4 yards a play, wins the game. That's it. That's all you really got to do in football. We overcomplicate the living hell out of it. Get yourself the biggest, ugliest, nastiest offensive lineman that you can. Get a fullback and 2 bruising tight ends that can catch. And you just get a running back. That's it. And you just beat the living hell out of them. 4 yards a play wins the game. And nobody can stop you. The offensive line pushes every defensive line in the NFL back 3 yards. The running back gets his momentum, runs. Sometimes he breaks it for 20. Sometimes he just gets to 4. And then they're putting 9 in the box. You go ahead and you hit your Garrett Wilsons if you want. Loosen them up. You know what I mean? 4 yards to play. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. I'm telling you. If I was a GM, I'm just going to tell you right now, I would have the most Super Bowls in NFL history. I'm telling you, though, I mean it. I'm confident that if I was an NFL general manager, I would have the most Super Bowls that any general manager ever had. I would be a legacy. They'd be building statues. I'm just telling you. That's the truth. I know. I see the guys every year. I don't get it right every year, of course, but I know enough to double stock, triple stock my big friggin' fat, ugly, nasty offensive line. You triple stock the running back room with guys with no flash, all brawn, and you get yourself 4 yards of play, and you win every damn game. You're undefeated. I'm taking the champagne out of Miami's mouth. I'm telling you, dude. Injury, no problem. I got the biggest, ugliest guy in the world coming right in. You look at him. He's got no nose, this guy. He's got no neck. He's coming in to save the day. All right. Let's do this giveaway. Somebody's going to get their choice of any of the children's flavors of Liquid IV, the sponsor for the show. The hydration multiplier. This is the kids version. So we got orange, we got tropical punch, we got Concord grape and apple and fruit punch, all that stuff. So you can pick your flavor. We have 22, Jeremy. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. And I already got them numbered.
All right. Whoop. All right, you already got him numbered. Okay, so we got 23 candidates today. Look at this.
Oh, well,
F, Mary, kill. What is Dom doing? Dom, I thought we were friends. We had a good chat earlier. Why are you trying to hurt my feelings? I got to kill one of my favorite players.
Dom's like, I'm coming for you.
Coming for me.
Dom's got Wyatt after him.
Yeah, he does. All right, let me get the randomizer up. Randomizer. So look, if I had to do it, if I had to, I can't do it. I refuse. That's what I'm doing, Dom. Take your $2 and stuff it up your rear.
That's a rough one.
I ain't doing it. I'm not killing any of those guys. How about this? I'll marry them guys. I'm gonna F Gastineau, F Quinnen, and marry the love of my life, Quinnen or Mo Lewis. Those are three of my faves. Quinnen Williams is my favorite player on the New York Jets. That's hands down. All right, let's do this thing. So we got the number randomizer. Look, here we go. So you guys can't say it's rigged. 22. You ready? Let's see who it is. 11, Jeremy. Who is it?
11 is Project Prospect, Dom
C. And Dom C, you have kids.
Yeah, that's right.
There it is. There's the proof. Number 11. Number 11 is Dom C. So Dom, I have your stuff. I don't have your address though. So send me your address. I'll send you the flavor of your choice, buddy. So good stuff.
Your choice.
Yeah, whatever flavor you want for your kids. Dom's got young kids, so it works.
I know.
Good for you, Dom. That's right. So anyway, that's the end of our show, everybody. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Jeremy, you got anything coming up?
No, because it's a bye week. Just the normal Wednesday night show on Jets Chaos.
Jets Chaos, everybody. Don't forget to give Jeremy some love. Gunny, you got anything coming up for the bye week?
Yeah, I'm doing my the first well, I guess you can say it's the review of the first 6 games. I'm gonna do that. I'm doing a review of the first 6 games, where we thought we would be, where we actually are, and kind of giving a miniature breakdown of what to expect for the next portion of the season. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Ever since I did not make a prediction video for the Kansas City Chiefs game, it looks like the Jets have been playing better. So I'm really like I'm not making a prediction video. I refuse to go ahead and be the reason I derailed this thing for us.
That's right.
I might not be superstitious,
start
but
now.
I'm a little bit stitious. So I'm going to go ahead and do stuff that's not necessarily geared towards predictions, but I'm going to have a conversation, a little bit of insight as to what I've seen and what I'm hoping for, and leave it at that. So that'll be coming out here on Saturday. The video will be up on Saturday.
Fantastic. E-Rock checking in. I can't wait to destroy the Giants. Phil Adams, my buddy. What's up, dude? 3 a.m. still hanging, and it's not even
hanging strong.
Phil's the best. Phil, I'm sorry I missed you the other night. Sunday nights are tough, man. You know what I mean? Sunday nights are tough. I'm doing the beanbagger thing. I'm recording. I'm editing. I'm trying to get to bed. It's a whole thing. But I'll reach out to you, man. We'll catch up. All right, Phil? I love you, buddy. All right, with that all said, we have our winner. I want to ask you, don't forget to hit the milk thumbs, the old thumbs up button on the way out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It's the only way we can grow. And that will do it for us. We will see you next time. Where the hell is it? There you go. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah!
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, so you go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.